Dr. Paolo's interdisciplinary work on the enactive approach to life, mind, and society integrates insights from cognitive science, phenomenology, philosophy of mind, and dynamical systems modeling. His research interests target the study of embodied cognition, dynamical systems, adaptive behavior in natural and artificial systems, biological modeling, complexity, evolutionary robotics, and philosophy of science. Dr. Paolo's recent research focus is on enactive theories of sensory-motor dynamics, the sense of agency, intersubjectivity, participatory sense-making, and language. He's the author of over 150 publications and has been involved as principal investigator in several international research projects. And his latest book, which I really want to press, Sensory-Motor Life and an Active Proposal, is truly a must-read for all Piagetian-inspired thinkers. Please join me in providing a warm welcome to Dr. Ezequiel A. Paolo.
Thank you very much, David. And thanks for inviting me here. It's my first time at this conference, the Piaget Society conference. I was just saying just now that recently our work has become more and more engaged with work in developmental psychology. And for the last 2 or 3 years, I've been delving more and more into the literature, and then suddenly seeing the program, so many of my heroes here. This is very exciting for me. I'm learning a lot from this conference. So I'm not going to talk about all the things that David mentioned. I'm going to just try to give you an idea first of what is the enactive approach, and maybe the enactive approaches, because there are different flavors to them, and why it might be interesting, these flavors to some of you and potentially some of your research, or maybe not, but that's, at least it could be interesting to put together some of these ideas, because one of the concerns that we have is that there is an ongoing fragmentation in the sciences of the mind that is to do not necessarily with the subject matters, but with other factors we can discuss which. And this doesn't serve, I mean, whereas in other areas of study this might work, it seems to me, and maybe to others, that this fragmentation is not very helpful when we want to understand human life, human development, and human intelligence, and so on. So, hence the enactive approach, which is this beast that tries to, look for this integration between different fields and different ways of thinking. And at the same time, it needs to provide a kind of framework, kind of language. And that may be a bit strange, because you may find that some of the language that I use is a bit strange, but what we try to do is to use a method for creating the concepts that we need when we find them lacking. And this method has to do a lot with dynamical systems. I mean, we saw dynamical systems as being used in many ways, as techniques, as ways of doing analysis, as a way of designing models and so on. And we love that. But in the enactive approach, we also use dynamical systems as a way of grounding concepts and creating these concepts in such a way that we can more or less, I'm not going to say guarantee, but more or less be sure that we are on a firm ground when we try to describe a certain phenomenon. So you'll see this throughout the talk as I describe some of these as examples. So the title of my talk is Bodies Are More Concrete Than Machines, and I think this is going to become clearer as I go on. But first, just to situate a little bit of the history, the enactive approach is part of what you might call embodied cognition, embodied cognitive science. And maybe you can't see that well, I'm sorry, but from cognitive science is where our history comes from there, from cognitive psychology, cognitive science. So in a way, this little quick map that seems so innocent, it embeds a lot of history. And we put very far away the people that we are actually in disagreement with, which are the traditional cognitivists and computationists, whose approach to cognition we think is flawed, and I will try to explain there's something about it here that I'm not going to say much more than this. The negative approach is the non-representations approach to the mind. Doesn't mean that we don't think that representations, real representations don't exist, like pictures and maps and so on, but those are the ones that we want to explain. We don't have representations in our heads. That's, if you like, a one basic tenet of this approach. And all the other things here, you notice I haven't included ecological psychology here and so on, because we were talking about this, but I'm sure there will be a non-representational account, but who knows whether there will be some overlap with functionalism, but we'll see. So that's just a quick situation of the context, and this it all started, well, it's wrong to say it all started here, but it kind of started with this book in 1991 by Francisco Varela, Adam Thompson, and Edgar Walsh, who wrote this wonderful book called Embodied Mind, and they started using the word and action in this particular sense. So it was used before by Jerome Bruner, for instance, in the 60s. And then there has been a lot of literature of applications of these ideas to perception, to the continuity between life and mind, and in philosophy, emotions, even material engagement theory. I would count it as an enacted proposal. And the last year, there are like 3 books that have appeared. Oh, actually 4. Yeah, 4 books that have appeared in 2017. So it's a very much alive, very much a living tradition, and of course there are lots of precursors, and we keep discovering these precursors. And the last row and all new precursors that probably haven't occurred before in the enacted literature. But we have Francisco Varela, Hans Jonas, Piaget. In biology, people like Richard Lewontin, Susan Ayala, and phenomenology, because inaction is fundamentally informed by phenomenology and continues the projects of, for instance, people like Mons Noble. And this, I'm going to talk about the last row later. So we have that, and we have a lot of people working on this, and not all of them in agreement with each other, but all of them in a way projecting this idea of an action as an alternative way to integrate the sciences of the mind, to call them one way or another. So what I want to do is to go, okay, so as I said, life-mind continuity. I want to explain what it means, but it probably won't be clear, even if I explain it, but it will be clear throughout the talk. When we say that life and mind and society and language are continuous, we don't mean that they're the same. We don't mean that one is reducible to the other. What we mean is that the problems and the concepts required to solve the problems in one domain, the domain of what is life, are going to immediately help us understand in some way what the problems of what is mind, what is action, what is intention, what are intentions, and so on. So there is, if you like, a naturalistic bias. We want to explain without having big breaks. Even when those breaks really exist qualitatively, we want to explain how they emerge qualitatively. So this is the idea of the continuity between life and mind, which is a phrase that gets thrown around a lot if you read the enacted literature, and you might be confused. And it has been confused perhaps in part, because of the fault of the enactivists themselves, who sometimes use phrases that are not quite good, like life equals cognition, and that's not quite clear and not quite good. So, as you will see, the vocabulary and the ideas are still very much in evolution in this approach, where it's not something that's settled. It may even change in the course of history. So I'll try to explain a little bit about the title of that. So what is more concrete? Machines. And what are machines? Let me introduce it a little bit to those concepts too. So let's look at one example that I found always very inspiring, which is the work of Ross Ashby, cybernetician, very active in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Piaget refers to him in his later work quite a lot. And he studied, he proposed, he was one of the first proponents of the dynamical systems approach to the problems of animal behavior or adaptive behavior in general. And he had this theory of ultra-stable systems that are in interaction with their environment, and whenever something threatens their stability, try to induce changes internally or externally to recover the stability. That's the story. He built a machine called the Hobby Stuff that does that. And the idea behind that machine was very simple, some double feedback loop. So there is the system in interaction with the environment and a feedback coupling, and some, we call it some measurement of how well the system is doing. So this he called essential variables. And he was inspired by in biological organisms, we must keep variables within certain bounds, sugar in blood, temperature, quality, and so on. And he said, well, whenever there is a danger, and these variables hit a mark of like, okay, this is approaching a bound of viability, let's induce some changes in the system, in the parameters that control the system, and keep doing that until the right? So what we have there, and this is a super useful model, but I want to, in a way, it might come out in this talk as if I'm criticizing it, and that's not the point necessarily, but well, I want to use it as an example of how we normally think about such things as being involved in different time scales. So you see kind of behavior of that machine, some needles moving about as the fastest time scale. Then you have a condition that Ross Ashby would put on the machine and say, I want you to learn that whenever I move it, it'll go this way, this other needle must not move this way. That's the bigger, the slower time scale is like, okay, this is the setting, the learning condition. And then they have the plasticity time scales, when the machine, the unit selector was changing, trying to look for new parameters whenever that happened. And this is a traditional view that these time scales are related in such a way. But let's look a little bit about how we conceive of them normally. So again, another common figure here is Warrington in the epigenetic landscape, which has inspired, is a nice metaphor for a dynamical approach to development, as what you know. And then this inspired by Theorems idea of the epigenetic landscape. Here we have, if you like, something that's going on over developmental time, telling us about what are the stable behaviors that evolve, that develop over this time. So it could be walking, something like that. And that is incomplete in some sense, because we are looking at just one time scale, but it doesn't tell us about what happens in another time scale, which is how are these behaviors connected to each other. So how often do I go from transition from one behavior to another? This representation doesn't tell us that. All I want to say with this is simply that we tend to look at time scales as if they were on their own there, and we look at the phenomenon that's interesting there as it was just on that time. And the message I'm going to try to drive is that all the time scales are happening now, at this moment. Okay, the evolution of language is happening now. And this is, it seems like, well, it's obvious. Well, I want to show you why this is not so obvious. And this will lead me to then introducing the concepts of enactive theory. Because if you separate time scales, you get, if you like, the birth of cognitivism and Full-of-Fashion AI. This is Herbert Simon, his most influential book on complexity in the 60s, who gave birth to a whole way of thinking about mind as machines. Talks about this concept, which is fundamental, which is the concept of new decomposability. This concept says, well, you may have a very complex system where different parts are interacting, but this system, we can assume that each part will not fundamentally change because of the interaction with the other parts. That each part will perform a function, for instance, receiving some inputs, some outputs come out, and And this function, this connection to the other parts of the world, will not change what this module is doing. So the whole of this modularity comes from here, the possibility of differentiating between parts as semi-independent of each other. And he even says that this induces a way of thinking at different timescales, because, you know, where these functions are set, we have the timescale of behavior, and where these functions may be changing over time, we have the timescale of learning or development. And these are separate. And this is the way we end up thinking of machines. And this is what I want to highlight. This is a machine. For instance, a computer is a machine. Because the design specification is to behave in this way. Not all machines behave in this way. But this is a machine that is designed in such a way that each part will not change its function depending on what's going on around it. Within certain conditions, of course. I mean, within conditions of temperature and so on. But here you want this part of the circuit in a computer or mobile phone, whatever, will not change functions in terms, you know, with respect to history, socioeconomic status of the user or anything like that. It will always work the same. And the question is this the best metaphor we have for understanding human bodies, human intelligence, human development? Yeah, notice, I want to say, that if you know a little bit about the microcircuits, these are the heat dissipation bits. Trying to prevent precisely the conditions that would make this circuit not work so well, because of the heat it generates as its own function. So we are designing this on purpose so that the materiality becomes less and less relevant. So it's funny that we use this as metaphors for naturally evolved complex processes like human and animal bodies. So, well, the end game of this way of thinking is boxology. You know, you've seen all these diagrams. You need to read them. So, you know, boxes of things all connected and what you're thinking about. You know, how everything connects with everything. Notice that every now and then you find, I don't know if you can read that, a little bit of honesty coming through these boxes. Like, intentional module not identified. It's there. It's a module. You know what it is, but it's a module. So, this is what I mean by machines. These assumptions of near-decomposability, separation of timescales, and so implying what I said is the idea of stationarity, how these changes are lawful and ergodicity, which I'm going to read. And what it says, not all technology is necessarily like this. I'm going to come back to that. I mean, technology may become more organic. It may become more concrete times. There's a word of actually Rusty Mondon, what I'm going to refer to later in the talk. But definitely, this is the way we think in cognitive science, when we think of the machine, the mind of the machine. So, again, more evidence that this is not the case is, you know, you may know the work of Van Orden and others about how the different time scales, when you look at, you know, cross-correlation across times over many trials, or in, you know, all kinds of variables that you can look at, and many trials in experimental psychology, you find that they're often related to the power law. So it's like, oh, these timescales are not disconnected. And then there's a nice paper I always recommend, also by Van Orden and Sebastian Blanc, called Ultra-Fast Cognition. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's amazing. They recall all the many cases of experimental results where they show very fast go, no-go tasks of recognizing an animal in a photo, or, you know, moving from one target to another target, and in the middle of the movement the target changes and you need to change. There are a significant amount of participants, after doing this many times, they do it so fast, which is faster than is of the same order of magnitude of connecting the activity of the eye to the activity of the finger. So there is no time for any processing. We're talking about 100 milliseconds or something like this. So what's going on? There is no neural processes, like the brain is a wire. Well, what's going on, they propose, is actually very interesting, is that they seem to be driving all these timescales, fast and slow timescales, into some sort of critical state, which is poised in this situation in which, okay, if it's go, no go, you have one option or the other, and I'm poised there, and then the input, the stimulus, is just simply the trigger for breaking that symmetry. And the knowledge is already in the body poising itself in this state. It's something almost magical. I mean, it's hard to see, but it's nothing like the idea of the input comes, gets processed in the brain, decide what to do, and then we push the button. And more evidence comes also from all the recent work in hyperscanning in neuroscience. This is the work of Guillaume and others on simultaneous scanning of two people interacting, in this case, using hands gestures and imitation gestures and so on. The movement of these gestures are of the order of 4 hertz or something, they're not very fast. And then there are inter-brain synchronization at different timescales, even across the gamma band. We're talking about more than 1 order of magnitude faster. So you see, this slow movement that we're making is making this thing that's going on in our brains run together. I show synchrony, and it's, so it means that there are real important top-down constraints from behavior to the faster timescale. We can't say that these things are nearly impossible. These functions are very much being selected, constructed as we engage in the action whose function we need to. We have to engage in circularity going on, and this circularity is much of the running motif of the enactive approach. So it seems that we have something like this, but we can't really separate these timescales, all these things are happening at once, but then of course that brings the fear of the big problem of how the big rubber band ball, and how do we really study this if everything is happening at once? Well, okay, I don't think things are so bad, because more than just having a superposition of processes of many different timescales, but we have a certain order, and we need to try to find out that order. That's supposed to be served as well. There are fastest organizations within slower organizations, and so on and so forth. But importantly, they're all active now. They're not, I mean, the slower organization is not the almost static thing out there that I can ignore. Because at some point, you may do that as an approximation, and that approximation will have limits. And at some point, those limits may be broken by some event in the dynamics. So it may be that you can no longer ignore a developmental timescale or developmental process by studying a particular kind of behavior at a particular transition point, for instance. So these are going to be something I call events, but never mind, that comes in a minute. So the idea of concreteness, because I said, oh, it's not concrete machines, and where does it come from? I don't know how many times you see this person quoted in this context, but we have a very clear idea of concreteness that comes from Karl Marx, which is the concentration of multiple determinations in one phenomenon. Of course, he was analyzing, the capitalist model of production, so the word commodities. They concentrate many different determinations. They have use value, exchange value, and so on. And then we have a problem, because we cannot really say which is the real essence of it. Well, I want to use that notion of concreteness and say that bodies are concrete in that sense. And there are examples that move in this direction from many other disciplines. So we have Maurice Merleau-Ponty saying a very beautiful phrase. It says the world is inseparable from the subject, but from the subject who is nothing but a project of the world. And the subject is inseparable from the world, but from the world that it itself projects. There's a nice symmetry and circularity, it's beautiful. But he really means really interesting stuff there. But what I want to say maybe at this moment only, is that consider this as an example of concentration of determinations. I mean, how can it be that one thing is projected by the other, which is also its projection? It seems like we are something, there is no ground apparently, or there is too much ground. And another nice piece of work would, if you like, have a similar implication. It's the work by Anna Imo and John Doe. She's done lots of work on embodiment and illness and so on. So at the end of the paper, they say what this suggests is that the assumption that we have a coherent body, or that we are a whole, hides a lot of work. And this work, someone has to do it. And you do not have, you're not a body that hangs together naturally, all by itself. Keeping yourself whole is one of the tasks of life. And there really substantiate that's very clearly as the practices that you must go through when you are dealing with an illness, and how these choices make you into a particular form of life, a particular form of existence. But then again, you see that there is a paradox, or I mean, if you really try to think of this in the machine paradigm, this confuses. Like, well, I mean, it was making these choices, it's not of the body already. I mean, how can it be that the body is constructing itself through its actions? So, well, this is what we want to say, that that's what's happening. So when we talk about bodies, I want to look at this particular form of concreteness, which is the concreteness of the relations between constitution and interaction. Let's clarify what I mean. Constitution are normally thought of as the processes that make up the body, or make up the entity that you're interested in. And how this thing put together. This is a series of processes, a series of processing relations, structures, and so on and so forth. Interaction in this context means, well, how is that thing, once it's put together, connected to the world and so on? And it's very often that we think about it this way. We must have constitutions first, the thing must be there first, in order to interact. But there are ways of thinking that are differently as long as you extend this question over time. And if constitution is itself a process and interaction is itself a process, who says that it cannot be in some way co-determined? That's another way to put it. A more radical way to put it would be, this interaction is happening, relations are happening, and suddenly, boom, something emerges out of it as an individual. That seems a bit more radical. The way I will argue that we have to see is that these are co-determinations of the human body. There are two things that are happening at once and we cannot separate. And yet we're not saying it's the same. I'm not saying that interaction and constitution is just one thing. No, there are two different questions, but it's almost if when you look at this object from here, it looks like a cube, and from here it looks like something else. Well, a cube, like a cube. Well, something else. And that difference of perspective is also the relation that the knower or the observer brings into the question itself. So you see how another running theme of inaction, which is that ontology and epistemology, they are actually, connected at some deeper level that we can't really separate them so much. So this is going to be what I want to talk about now, and talking about how enactive theory discusses these things. So if you listen to maxim that I would propose is that one thing that we, as a methodological aspect of enactivism, is that we go from understanding a whole, however reduce and abstract that whole is, into another whole that perhaps is going to be more concrete. That is the way that we think that we're making progress. I don't know if everybody thinks that, but that's, if we move in that direction, something is happening. And then you'll see that happens with the concepts themselves. We start with some concepts that are dynamical systems based, and then they're like, okay, really interesting, but it seems a bit abstract, like the concept of autopoiesis, to define life. And then we engage that concept with the real world, with experience, and so on, and then we come up with the next stage in conceptual development. That's how it proceeds. So it's a long quote by Francisco Varela. I don't want to read it. I just want to tell you what it's about. Francisco Varela, as you may know, wrote with Maturana in the 70s a book on autopoiesis. And autopoiesis was a systemic concept to try to define living systems. And so they say living systems are self-producing, and that's the organization that defines them like that. And all living systems do this. They continually make themselves. And they make themselves in such a way that they regenerate the conditions in which they can continue to make themselves and distinguish themselves from their surroundings. But in 2000, there was a reedition of that book that came out in Chile in Spanish, and he wrote